So we are seeing massive military movements, okay? American forces and NATO forces keep moving their forces around the globe, and this is a major red alert. Thousands of NATO forces have been deployed to Ukraine's border, all right? The border of Ukraine. So thousands of troops have been deployed to Romania, right? And we saw this yesterday. I was talking about in my video how the United States has deployed their nuclear submarines, all right? They have deployed their nuclear B-1 bombers, all right? Go check out that video after this video if you haven't seen it. The United States and NATO are making massive moves and showing what's going to happen next, all right? So everyone should be getting prepared. Everyone should be getting ready because the governments of the world are getting ready, all right? I made a video a couple weeks ago or a week ago how they are preparing for people to panic buy and flee the cities if there's a massive war escalation. And now we are seeing this happen right now, all right? So thousands of troops have been deployed to the border of Ukraine, and Romania actually technically touches Ukraine on the Black Sea. So it borders the Black Sea and a little sliver of Ukraine around Moldova, all right? So it's right there. They're sending troops right to the border, and this is where the action is happening in southern Ukraine, all right? This is where it's happening. This would be their spot to enter Ukraine, all right? This would be probably exactly where they would enter, because they probably want to enter through Poland, right? They would probably enter through the southern region or through the sea somewhere, okay? So, and I don't know for sure, I'm just saying from my analysis, from my thought, that's my opinion on that, all right? And it seems like that's what they're thinking too, because they're deploying to Romania. So they're deploying there for, quote, war with Russia, to train for war with Russia, all right? So they're training while they're there for, quote, war with Russia, all right? And this was a article out of CBS News, all right? And they had exclusive reporting, exclusive knowledge of where exactly these forces were going. So let's get into the details of it, all right? So the 101st Airborne's so the 101st Airborne's Division, all right, Army's division, sorry about that, has been deployed to Europe for the first time in almost 80 years, all right? So it's been almost 80 years since the Army's 101st Airborne Division has been deployed to Europe. So this is an article out of CBS News, and it says they're in Romania. It says, the first time in almost 80 years amid soaring tensions with Russia and the American-led NATO military alliance. The light infantry unit, nicknamed, quote, Screaming Eagles, is trained to deploy on any battlefield in the world within hours, ready to fight. All right? So that's what they're made for. That's what they're trained for, is to be anywhere in the world to fight. And this article, it says they're, quote, training for war with Russia. It's in the headline of the article. All right? And it says about 4,700 soldiers from the 101st Airborne's home base in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, have been deployed to reinforce NATO's eastern flank. All right? So 4,700 soldiers, thousands of soldiers, to reinforce NATO's eastern flank. So they are anticipating something big, because we've already seen a lot of troop movement when all this happened. There was troops moved to Poland, but now it seems like something big is going to happen in southern Ukraine. We are seeing all this action near Kherson. We are seeing all this action near Crimea, and this is right in the same region for NATO forces to be ready, okay? So it says their commander told CBS that he and his troops were the closest American forces to the fight in Ukraine. From their vantage point, they've been closely watching the Russian forces and building objectives to practice against and conducting drills that replicate exactly what's going on in the war. He said it helps us keep us on our toes, okay? The, quote, Screaming Eagles commander told CBS News repeatedly that they are always, quote, ready to fight tonight. And while they are there to defend NATO territory, if the fighting escalates, right, or if there's any attack on NATO, they're fully prepared to cross the border into Ukraine, right? That's what this CBS article says. So I'll just reread it for you really quick to soak it in, right? He said they're always, quote, ready to fight tonight, and while they're there to defend NATO territory, if the fighting escalates or there's any attack on NATO, they are fully prepared to cross the border into Ukraine. All right, so if the fighting escalates or there's an attack on NATO, so even if it just escalates inside of Ukraine, they're saying they are fully prepared to cross the border into Ukraine. Very serious, very real that this is happening. And this is what the commander of this force is saying, this division, this army division is saying, okay? So let me know what you guys think about this. We are seeing all this escalation, right? If you didn't see yesterday, NATO is moving their nuclear bombers, nuclear submarines all over the world and flexing their muscles all over the world to China, Iran, and now Russia. We are right up in the midst of this beef with Ukraine and Russia, all right? Putting our troops right there. So what's going on? Is this setting up for something? Are they there to, I mean, he said, it's just kind of shocking that they're so blunt. He said, prepared to cross the border into Ukraine, all right? And once we have a situation like that, what happens if a United States personnel, United States troop, part of this division gets injured or worse? What happens when a member of NATO gets injured or worse in the crossfire? Something's going on. What happens when a member of NATO directly injures or worse a member of the Russian army? All right, what happens? What's the retaliation there? All right, what is Russia going to say there? Is Russia going to say NATO is directly attacking? What's Russia going to do if NATO goes into Ukraine? Especially these annexed regions like Kherson, which are seeing the most activity. I talked a lot more about it in my video earlier today about the bunkers and everything. Go watch that if you haven't seen that, because there's a lot of activity going on there, all right? What happens if NATO just moves into Ukraine? Is Russia going to declare that this is an assault on our homeland? You know, they're saying these annexed regions are a part of their mainland, all right? That's what Russia is saying. So let me know what you think. This seems like it's getting closer every day, guys. And having the, quote, Screaming Eagles out there, all right, the 101st Airborne Division, it seems like it's getting real. It seems like we're preparing for something huge. Thousands of soldiers being deployed to the border of Ukraine, saying they're ready to cross the border. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have blessings, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.